Race car drivers are not athletes. Sure, guys like Ricky Rudd probably can't hit a baseball like Mark McGwire or shoot hoops like Michael Jordan, but does that make them any less of an athlete? Drivers, have to have good hand-eye coordination, and as Rudd proved Sunday at the Martinsville Speedway, a driver also has to have a lot of stamina.
It was an afternoon of hope, heartbreak, and heroics at Martinsville, and that was just the team that won. Ricky Rudd didn't just beat the heat on Sunday, he beat the odds. A disappointing season of promise had gone flat with frustration. A combination of crashed cars and crushed dreams had left one of NASCAR's perennial stars swaddled up in the points and without even a taste of a top-5 finish.
That's been pretty tough, but I've been seeing some plus signs in the team just in the last 5 and 6 races. At Richmond, really discouraging at Richmond. We had a car, I wouldn't say win, but it was a top 3 to 5 car. Matter of fact, it's a car we had here today. It had a brake line rupture in the start of the race. A freak deal, mechanical failure, shouldn't have happened.
The weekend at Martinsville began with opportunity and optimism. Rudd earned a front row starting spot for the first time this year. And for the first time this year, gave a candid public confession this could be his weekend.
I hate to go out on a limb and make a prediction that we can win, but I feel like we've got a top 5 car here.
The Tide team rolled off with the combination of car and confidence so critical to winning. But high hopes were literally suffocated when Rudd's cool helmet failed in the very first laps. Originally, he thought he could tough it out. Then he thought he had better get out.
Pretty much unbearable. I mean, you talking about some psychological games going on with yourself. I was playing them today because at lap 20, I said, there's no way. At lap 100, I wanted out of the car. I said, you need somebody in this car. And the cool helmet wasn't working, and the seat got so hot, I got blisters on my back and on my butt, and just couldn't get away from the heat.
Caution laps helped. Caution flag stops helped a lot. But still, it appeared clear that despite having a car capable of winning, Rudd was not going to be the guy driving it.
At about lap 100, he told me to find another driver. At lap 150, he told me to find another driver. And then when we found another driver about lap 200, he wasn't interested in getting out then because he'd stayed up front all day.
I really didn't know if I could make it. Every time we'd run a long stop, and if we ran, a long period and we got a caution, it was so hot that I was loosening my seat bolts and trying to arch my butt up off the seat and get my back away from the seat. And I was wiggling the whole time, and I'd get to a pit stop time, and they'd put ice water down my back and in the seat, and it'd keep it cool for about 20 laps before the next caution would come.
The team tried to help. One time, they tried too hard.
Can I tell you something? What they put on my back was hot.
Well, there was a little miscommunication there. They used one of the cool-down tanks, and the garden hose sort of laid there in the heat. A garden hose will sit there even though they got ice water in the tank. I probably had 150-degree water when they sprayed it down my back the first time, and that just about finished me off. I just about passed out when they did that.
Race fans know the excitement of winning. Sunday, they learned a little more about the emotion of winning. Rudd willed himself to victory at Martinsville, racing laps he'll never remember to a roar the fans will never forget. While millions watched on TV holding their breath, Ricky was fighting for his next breath. Rudd survived 500 laps of hell and emerged NASCAR's latest hero.
It might take me a week or 2 to recover from this one.
I tell you, it was something else. From lap 1, Ricky said his cool helmet wasn't working, and I knew he had a good car, and I thought, oh, my goodness gracious. I said, here we have a car to win. Ricky's probably going to have to get out, just like he did. He said he just had to stay in there and try to do it.
He prevailed. It was tough for him. Proof in that's when he stopped his car and fell out. But, you give somebody something that's hungry, and they'll go for it and work hard to get it, and that's what he done today.
Rudd has pretty much made it a habit of cutting it close and keeping his winning streak going. This year, it was race number 27. 3 years ago, he went all the way to the next to last race of the season. And in 1985, he kept his young streak alive by winning the season finale. And Benny,